Okay, that was a weird startup. Hear me out. There's a lot of them. The Easter Bunny. Why did I about say Guardians of the Galaxy? Rise of the Guardians. The Easter Bunny from Hugh Jackman. I don't feel like that needs explanation, but it kind of does because he's a bunny, but also he's over 6 foot and he's Australian and he's got like little tattoo markings on him. Hop on it. Nick Wilde, Zootopia. This is pretty much a given. It's Jason Bateman, and his voice is so addicting. I love listening to it. Listen. It's not the fact that they're animals. It's their personalities. It's the way that they move. It's the way that they act. It's the way you act. He is so snarky. He's so sassy. He's quick with it. I was about to say, I'm not going to say that though. Venom? That thing that he does with his tongue? Hey, what else do you do with that thing? You know what I mean? And he comes with Eddie. That's a package deal. That's a 2-for-1 special right there. It's really great, actually, when I think about it. Mr. Wolf from The Bad Guys. Again, it's a voice thing. Sam Rockwell. And they gave him the same mannerisms as Sam Rockwell. That's Sam Rockwell, but wolf form. He's also, like, really tall. He's got swagger on him. I want to be on him. People are like, oh my gosh, you like the wolf? You don't? You didn't watch that thing and be like, dang, you know what? I'm feeling something a little bit. I'm feeling something. I felt a lot during that movie. I don't like that you can see the reflection of this. Maybe I will turn down the brightness just a tad bit. Don't look at my stuff. Again, another wolf. There's a lot of things going on about wolves. Why are they the ones that are so... Anyway, wolf, death, from Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Again, they made that man super tall. They gave this one broad shoulders. Like, you look at him from behind and it's like, whoa. I said, golly. Do you think that it's fun for me to look at these things and be like, yeah, I'm feeling a little bit of an attraction there? No, they know what they're doing. Whenever they make these characters, they cast these people with these voices that just ooze charisma. And I'm like, God. We're moving on to Doc Hudson, Cars. They gave him a mustache. His grill is a mustache. And I've always had a thing for mustaches. He reminds me of Tom Selleck. I said, give me him. I'm going to rev his engine. And speaking of, Finn McMissile from the second Cars, oh my God. This one was he was British. And when I was younger, I strictly had a thing. I said, if you have an accent, sign me up. I was watching Cars all the time. Nobody knew why. They were like, oh my God, she was really like these movies. I said, yes, I do. I really do like these movies. I have such a fun time watching these movies. Meanwhile, on the inside, I'm battling it out. I got 2 wolves on my shoulders, literally. Like, oh my God, this one is Spirit the Horse. He's fine. I don't care. That scene, whenever he's trying to get tamed, he cannot be tamed, but he's trying to get tamed, and he's like swinging the guy all over the place, swinging that general. One of the things that I saw when I was little, I said that was like, whoa. It feels good. I was like, yes, it does. I would never sleep with any of these characters. Well, maybe Venom. These other ones, no. It's more of just like a weird, like I'm attracted to them. They're attractive. I would never cross that line. Now, they're voice actors. Oh my God, yeah, for sure. That line is gone. I'm already hopping over it. I'm hopping on it. Oh my God. Connor, the android from Cyberlife, from Detroit Become Human. This is tricky because although presents himself as human, he's not human. And I just am like, I used to watch Jacksepticeye, Markiplier play that game, and the first time he showed up on screen, I was like, oh dang, I already know I'm in trouble. Again, I'm not sleeping with him. And I don't even think that I'm attracted to him, and he is attractive for a robot. I wouldn't want him as that type of companion. I would really love to hang out with him. I mean, every once in a while, I'd probably be like, dang, that was really attractive, what you just did. I would be vocal about my attraction, but I would never do anything about it, you know what I mean? Speaking of robots, Sonny, from iRobot. Have you ever seen that movie? That one barely even looks human, but it's just the way that he presented himself. Even when I was younger, I was like, what am I feeling? There's just something about him. Oh my god. Joker from the Batman games. There's no explanation for this one. He's wild. He's a ride I definitely wouldn't survive. Either from him or Harley's gonna knock my head off. But there's something about him. Don't get it twisted, I also love Bruce. But if I had the opportunity, I'd jingle his bells. Speaking of DC and Batman and all that other stuff, this one is not like a crazy one, you know, because he's still human, Bane, but that's Tom Hardy, so it makes sense. It's not like a hear me out. When I say hear me out, they should be like they should make you pause and debate and be like, okay, I'll hear you out. Will I listen to you and will I see what you're trying to prove? No, maybe not. Some of these, like Venom, you could probably be like, yeah, all right. A horse? A car? Are you serious? When I was younger, I used to have a crush on Mickey Mouse. Didn't everybody, though? If he's conventionally attractive, I'm not going to be like, hear me out. I'm not going to do a hear me out on Bucky Barnes. That man is, yeah. Who wouldn't? Dean Winchester? That's not a hear me out. These are listen ups. These are look at the facts that I'm presenting, and you're like, yeah, that's a fact. That man, I would, yeah. Could you put Silco as a hear me out? I don't think you can, because again, the man's attractive. Well, then again, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Oh my god, the cockroach from what is it called? Monsters vs. Aliens. He's a hear me out. He's voiced by Hugh Laurie. I need that man so badly. Oh my god, Cedric from Sophia the First. I had a huge crush on him when I watched that when I was younger. I said, whoa, he had the gray streaks by his hair. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. I like that so much. I'm rewatching Doctor Who. Specifically, I'm rewatching Capaldi's 12th Doctor run. My favorite Doctor. Which was hard to... When I was younger, I started Doctor Who because of David Tennant. I saw a post about him on Tumblr when I was a wee little thing, probably about 11 or 12. And I was like, who is this pretty brown-eyed, floppy-haired man? And this was whenever Doctor Who was on Netflix. That's how old I am. And I said, I'm 23. So, quickly got sucked into that. Didn't even know what the heck Doctor Who was about, so... Imagine my surprise, whenever I show up, I click on the first episode that they have. This is New Who. Didn't even know that there was an old Who. I was like, who? What is he a doctor of? Anyway, Christopher Eccleston shows up. He's 9. Immediately get attached to him. He's only there for 1 season. I didn't know there was a whole regeneration thing. So first of all, started for David Tennant. Was a little bit upset that David Tennant wasn't the one that you started with. Quickly became attached to 9. I said, oh my god, I love him. And even though I started for David Tennant, was not ready for him to come in after I got attached to 9. I said, I don't want to leave 9. Neither does Rose, by the way. But then he gets regenerated into 10 quickly. I was like, never mind. I love him as well. I love 9. I loved 9, and I love 10 now, so we're good. And there's the companion thing. You get attached to these guys as well. And they also just change willy-nilly. No, I got Rose. Rose stayed with us for a while, for not long enough. And 10 Rose was the first thing that I was super into. That was like one of the first fics I ever read was a 10 Rose fic. Whenever I first found out about fics. Again, been like over 10 years ago. Loved them. I said, this is great. Then it wasn't. Rose Tyler. And then he disappeared, and I said, why didn't you just say something to her? Anyway, they hurt me. I love them. And we have Martha, which I liked. And we got Donna, which I like. I love all the companions dearly. Very sweet. They're very special. Anyway, super attached to 10. Cried my eyes out whenever 10 regenerated. I definitely wasn't ready. And I said, okay, well, I'm not ready for whoever this next one is. Didn't even know this was possible. I literally thought, I was like, okay, well, surely they're not going to do it anymore. They did. They brought in Matt Smith for 11. Those little bow ties. I still wasn't ready. Even though I kind of got the groove of things now, you're watching it, you understand, things aren't going to stay there forever. You're going to change. I was like, I don't want to change. I want to keep them for a long time. It's not how it works, though. You got freaking Alonzi changing, and then you got bow ties. And I said, okay, I'm just going to have to get used to this. Didn't take long. It never takes me long to get used to a doctor. I never have went in like, yeah, excited that much for a doctor. Because even though I loved David Tennant already, I still was mourning 9. I was like, I don't want to leave. I don't want you to leave. I don't want you to go. But I quickly am like, yeah, I love you. So 11 comes in. I love 11. You got the pawns. You got Amy. I love her. Also, we get introduced to, River and stuff. I love her. Very few people that I'm like, I don't like you. I don't like you. Like, yeah, there's some villains. But even they're cool. Like, they're really, I love that. So you get 11. You get the pawns. You get Clara. I love Clara. I don't know why people hate on her. I think she's funny. She's witty. She's smart. I love her. Oh, but God. Whenever it was announced for Capaldi to come in, I was ready. Knew nothing about Capaldi. I knew nothing about him. Just that I was ready for that doctor. Okay? And it was, I'm not going to lie, it stemmed from a bit of a, attraction type of thing. Because I saw him. And I said, this man is freaking fine. I wanted him. So yeah, I was ready for his doctor. But then he showed up. And I was like, oh my God, I love him because he's actually great. And they're all great. They all brought something new to the doctor, right? And I love them all. And they're each special. And it's still the doctor. Obviously, it's the same character. They tweak just a little bit. They learn from their last regeneration, and they get, the speeches that 12 gives, phenomenal. Every single speech, I sit there, mouth agape, mind blown. I'm just like, this is the best thing I've ever seen. Him and Clara's relationship freaking rips. I love them so much. They hurt me. They bring me so much pain. I can't watch. To this day, I have not watched Heaven Sent or Hellbent because I cannot handle that. Maybe I will. I'm trying to work myself up to it this year. 2025 might be the year I finally break myself. But I've watched a lot of edits and I just don't know if I can do it. Yeah, Capaldi's is the bomb.com and I love him. And anybody that hates on him, I'm like, what the frick? Post up. Why? Anyway, Jodie Whittaker comes in. I haven't seen much of hers because, again, I just literally could not move on. Once I found out, I know what happens is the thing. I know what happens to 12 and Clara. I know. I still can't bring myself to watch that thing. That's a problem for future me in a later time. But me right now does not want to, rush into that. I'm trying to save future me from a lot of pain. It's not going to happen. You're going to feel a lot of pain. Just embrace it. I want to not. But anyway, Jodie Whittaker comes in. 13. I hear great things. I've seen a few things, and I love her already. I was like, yes. Oh my God, and we got Bill. Bill shows up for Capaldi's. I love them too. Great. By the way, people saying, oh my God, 12 and Clara had a father-daughter relationship. What type of father-daughter relationship is that? Talk about father-daughter relationship. That's Bill. That's Bill in 12. That's 12. That's not 12 and Clara. He's got literally jealous of Danny. Oh, R.I.P. Danny. I mean, Listen, here's the thing. Whenever I see a character and I'm like, oh my god, I don't really like this character with this person, but then that character ends up dying, and I'm like, whoa, just because I didn't like you doesn't mean that I wanted you to die. I just wanted you to, not be with the character that I had set aside for a different plan. I wanted them together. But just because I didn't want you together didn't mean that I wanted you to die. Anyway, Whitaker. So I need to watch her season. I'm excited. If I can get past Heaven Sent and Help It. And I hear those are great writing. I've seen edits, and I'm like, I agree. I think that's probably one of the best writing I will see. I just haven't watched it yet. I'm working my way up to it. Don't rush me. It's been out for years. It's been out for years. Where have you been? Trying to work my way up to it. Okay? And then you got 14. David Tennant makes a comeback for specials. And I was excited. And I think that they're very good. And people who hate on those, I'm like, what is your problem? Do you not like fun? That is do you not like whimsy? I love these poking out like that. By generation, so now you got 14 and 15. Love 15. Anybody who hates on... I remember him saying that he pronounced it Chuti, but then he's like, and then I talked to my mom about it, and she's like, no, you actually pronounced the N, so it's Nchuti. Correct? I could be wrong. But I love him. I think he's doing a splendid job. I think he's doing phenomenal. I've watched a few of his episodes. I don't want to watch too much. I want to get caught up. But also, I'm kind of just jumping around. So, I'm having a good old time. Time travel and all that. Anyway, what the frick was I... Oh yeah, favorite doctor's 12. Yeah. Speaking of doctors, watching House M.D. I got recommended that. I have been recommended this for a while now. I think like last year or the year before, I had actually had my first recommendation for it. They said, could you please watch House? I think you would like it. I've seen a bit about it, seen some edits, knew I would like it. But here's the thing. I also was aware I didn't have a show that I was so into in a while. The last show that I was really into, my brother pointed out, was probably Bridgerton, then Supernatural. So it has been a hot minute. So I finally did it this year. I took that leap. I took that big step, and I started watching House immediately. First episode, I was fighting back something strong. I was like, oh my god, what is this? I know this feeling. I haven't felt this feeling in a long time. I'm reading a 104 chapter fic that has been going on since 2020 about House. So that's where I'm at. That's fine. We had over 100 chapters of happiness in this fic, and then the author was like, since we've had some happiness, and by the way, when I say happiness, it's not happiness. It's slight moments of happiness, and then there's anxiety ridden throughout. I was like, this was happiness? Yeah, we're about to throw in some angst. I said, I don't want you to... Okay. And I knew what I was getting into. There was angst in the tag. I love House. And people who say, oh my god, I hate House. He's such a bad doctor. He's morally corrupt. I said, you're watching this for morals? That's where your problem lies. Every character has a moral flaw. Every single one that I've seen. Cameron's moral compass, though, has changed so much since the first episode. That girl started out strong. She's still got a moral compass, but she's got the thing for House, which I don't blame. And she also respects him and looks up to him. I am Cameron. I'm not gonna lie. I put myself into her position. Only difference is, though, I literally would not have just been like, oh yeah, whatever, I got that, yeah. Would have been a lot less subtle about my liking for that man. Basically. Which is great. But I love Wilson. James Wilson, you beautiful, beautiful, brown-eyed, floppy-haired, puppy dog-looking man. I love you. You and your multiple wives. Why does he keep getting married? And why isn't the next wife he has me? Would I marry Wilson? Depends. What does that depend on? Whether or not House marries me first. If House asks, I would marry him. Is he a jerk? Yes. Is he grumpy? Absolutely. Is he a wild card? Undoubtedly so. Do I care? No. I would care for him. I'd probably make him sick, honestly. He would be kind of annoyed a bit. I don't care though. I'm gonna annoy that man into loving me. I'm gonna annoy him so much that he falls in love with me. Yep. 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 There is so much, by the way. People can ship anybody with anybody in that show. I feel like that's a show where everybody's shippable. Everybody's shippable. You got House and Cameron, House and Cuddy, House and Wilson. I've even seen a Chase and Foreman edit not too long ago. I said, oh, didn't even know that was a possibility. I dig it though. Great for you. Me, myself, and House. So now I got this thing for Hugh Laurie going on. Don't even get me started. Also, going back to the doctor, my Peter Capaldi thing is popping up again. I just saved so many edits of that man. How perfect is this? Peter Capaldi just showed up. Come here. Add it to my Capaldi daddy. I literally need him. I have nearly 30,000 edits saved. Oof. I need that old man. Something fierce. Also, hold on. I have so many collections, and sometimes I feel bad. Do you ever feel bad when you have these collections and you notice that you haven't added one to a specific group in a while, so you go through and intentionally try to find one to add so that it doesn't feel left out? That's what I do.
How long have you known me?
I literally need this man. I don't think that was the one I wanted to show you, though. Why do I like disgruntled old men so much, you ask? Like, what the frick? Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Sorry, I just showed you a lot of edits. You don't even care about them. Oh my god. One more. Oh my god. I just felt something go in my tummy. Oh my god. Something just twirled. Frick. I need his sonic screwdriver right now. Let's get off of that. I have so many edits downloaded. Forget saved. Downloaded. Downloaded those things to my phone. I need to get a USB flash drive. What else would it be? A USB flash drive? Just call it a flash drive. So yeah, big crushes right now are Hugh Laurie and Peter Capaldi. I need them old men immediately. Peter Capaldi is 2 years older than Hugh. Oh no, not Hugh Laurie. I started watching The Lair of the White Worm yesterday, and that has I almost said Hugh Dancy, which is also fine. Hugh Grant. Why are there so many Hughes? Peter Capaldi is 2 years older than Hugh Grant. So that was nice. When I was watching the Lair of the White Worm, first of all, it's so camp. I love it. I think Peter Capaldi was 30, and then Mr. Hugh Grant was 28. And I was like, you guys look way too young to be that age. But whatever. And their hair is phenomenal. And some people are going to be like, what about Hugh Jackman? What about Hugh Jackman? I do love him still. He's still in the recesses of my mind. I still go through and I watch all of the movies. I love Logan Howlett, and if that man was real, pouncing on him. I need him to mark me up. Need him to put them claws on my jaw. Speaking of fictional characters and liking them, I've had a question. Do you get jealous whenever they have a romantic interest? No. If they're a good romantic interest, if the romantic interest is interesting. Oh my god, but Logan and freaking Jean, I don't like. I like Logan and Mirako. I like Logan. Is it Kayla? Why do I think it's Kayla? It's gotta be Kayla. From Origins, and then the Wolverine with Mirako. I love them together. I don't like him and Jean together. I think that is awful. What about Scott? Jean, what about Scott? Logan, what about Scott? Jean, you can't have them both. You cannot have them both. You cannot. And I know she tried a little to not, be with Logan. She was tempted though. She wanted that cookie, and he wanted her milk. You guys need to. She is married. So no, but him and Mirako, I loved. Him and Kayla, I loved. Yes. Oh, speaking of people, House and Stacy, I don't like Stacy. I don't like her. I don't like them together. I'm glad they broke up. I like Stacy like by herself. I don't like her and House as a thing, but I like Stacy as herself. I like House and Cuddy. I think that's sweet. I think that's great. I know that happens briefly. I don't know what leads up to that, but I know that happens briefly. I'm not gonna lie, I do like House and Cameron, but that's simply a thing that's I'm like, I want to be Cameron. Like, that's me. That's a me thing. I want to be her. I get her. I understand her. So, wow. So that's pretty fun. Dean Winchester, I know people hate on the women that he gets with. Do I like all of them? No. And honestly, I really just want him to be with Cass. So that's... I'm a Destiel shipper, have been since day one. I did only see him and Joe as like a brother-sister thing, but I love Joe nonetheless, and I don't think she deserved to die. I think she should have stuck around. Oh my god. I know we were talking about romantic relationships, but now I have to go through Charlie. She shouldn't have died either. What the frick? She deserves to live a long and happy life. And the fact that they took that away from her aggravates the heck out of me. Actually, the way they ended the whole show aggravates the heck out of me, but I digress. Whatever. It's been years, yeah, and I'm still not over it. I remember the day my friend texted me, she's like, oh my god, did you see where Destiel went canon? It was 10 o'clock at night, I was asleep, so I woke up the next morning and I saw that. I said, you were pulling my leg. I texted her, I said, are you joking? She said, no. Sent me the video, and I watched it. The confession, I was like, what are they gonna do? There's like 2 episodes. I got caught up. I hadn't watched like a whole, maybe full season and half of another one, so I had to get through that before they released the next episode. I said I could have just watched it on my own time, because then I was disappointed by the direction that they were going. I was like, oh my god, they could finally do something. Are they really going to do it? They didn't, cowards. Oh my god, hear me out. Yagi Toshinori from... Yeah, he's All Might, but I'm not talking about All Might. I'm talking about Yagi. I'm talking about, tall stick, sunken eyes. Aizawa is also fine, but everybody loves Aizawa, so I don't consider that a hear me out. Let me think. I'm thinking about it. Oh my god, there was a guy in our neighborhood. Saturday? Today is Thursday, March 13th, 4:52 a.m. Mornings with Maddie. There was a guy on Saturday who, in our neighborhood, got arrested at like 4 something in the morning. This man was out in our neighborhood threatening to kill his Uber driver. Like, threatened the Uber driver. The Uber driver got out because the guy was like in the car threatening to kill him. So the driver got out and was running around our neighborhood and trying to get the cops. So the cops came and picked the man up at 4 something. And I didn't find out until later in the day. My mom's like, there was a crazy man that got arrested. And I was like, that's wild. Thank God I didn't start running at 4:20. I waited until 5:15. Thank you. I was like, I thought that this neighborhood checked people. I thought they did background checks. And she's like, yeah, well, they're supposed to. Everybody in our neighborhood does not like our HOA. HOA is HONA. What do you mean? Like, we were supposed to have a playground. I act like I'm fully involved in this process. I'm not. But apparently we were supposed to have a playground built here. And they didn't build that sucker. This edition has been around. It's a fairly new edition. Not build a playground, but they're building other houses. I said, something's not adding up here. We're supposed to have events. We've never had an event in this neighborhood. I was like, where is this money going? Where's this money? You say that we pay this for the HOA. What the frick is the HOA putting money into? I bet they're embezzling. I bet they are. I bet there's something fishy going on in our HOA community, because something's not right here. I don't like it. I see a whole bunch of cows in my neighborhood, and I love them. I'm friends with all of the cows in the neighborhood. I love them all. I tell them good morning, moo. Oh my god, another Hear Me Out. I can't even call this one a Hear Me Out. Jareth the Goblin King, David Bowie. It's David Bowie. Why would you not like him? It's David freaking Bowie. I watched that movie because my friend, when I was younger, she's like, "You've never seen Labyrinth?" I said, "No, I don't even know what the heck that is." I know what that is now. He had them tight pants. I was over there singing, "You remind me of the babe, what babe? The babe with the power, what power? The power of the voodoo, hoodoo, you do, what remind me of the babe." Yeah, he's fine as frick. Sarah, you were too young for him. He should come and get me instead. Whoa there, sailor. Chill out. But yeah, I'm an old man lover. But I have standards. I'm an old man lover with standards and preferences. Okay? And people seem to think that just because you like old men, that it's okay if you are a random old man to approach. To be fair, I don't like it whenever men my age approach me. I look at them like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? So if an older man approaches me, I'm definitely like, why are you doing that? If an older man approaches me with a lecherous look in their eye, that's when I have an issue. That's when I'm like, okay, maybe you need to back it up before I mess it up. But if the older man is very sweet, this actually goes with any man. My age, the chances of me liking you back, very little. Nothing against you personally. I've just always had a thing for older men. Ever since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. Sporticus. Pedro Pascal. Recently got into The Last of Us within the past few months. It's very good. The Last of Us, no more. We're about to make a lot of us. Oh my god, me and you? Repopulate the whole earth. Let's go, Joel. There's an axolotl on the pink stairs. Is an axolotl supposed to be there? If you ask an axolotl if they'll be back tomorrow, a penguin waddles in and then the axolotl's gone. Oh my god, I didn't think I would make it this long. Like, the fact that I'm 23, didn't think I would make it to 18. I made it to 18 and I started panicking. I said, whoa, what do I do? Made it to 21 and I said, this is weird. Now what do I do? And now I'm 23 and I say, how long do I have to do this for? It's just a lot, We're having fun. We're trying to have fun. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. I don't know when I'm going to post this. Friday? So I hope you have a great weekend. Hope you enjoy it's almost spring break, so I hope that you guys got something fun to do, whether that fun thing is catching up on shows, whether it's taking a trip, reading a book, listening to new music, whatever it is. I hope you have a great life. You deserve love.